Okay, students, this is the salt analysis. I have divided it into the two parts. Okay, what are the two parts? Basic radical and acidic radical. Basic radical is related to the cations. Basic radical related to the cations and acidic radicals related to the anions. Acidic and anions. You remember in that way. Okay, so basic radicals is further divided as the number of basic radicals are very high. Okay, number of cations are mostly cations are made up of metals, and 75%, 70 to 75% of the elements are metals only. So you will find more number of basic radical and only 25 to 30% of non-metals are acidic radicals. Okay, hence it is classified into only three groups, and it is classified into total. It appeared to be six group, but actually it is how many groups? Seven group. Okay, so if you further classify it into the two parts, like second group is further divided into how many parts? It is further divided into two parts. Okay, so this is two parts and total six parts. So number of grouping is more in the basic radical, less in the acidic radical. Okay, so let us take I took the copper sulfate. Okay, I took the copper sulfate. What is the basic radical here? It is copper 2 plus is the basic radical. Sulfate is the acidic radical. Okay, if I take NH4, if I take NH4 thrice PO4, okay, NH4 thrice PO4. Here NH4 positive is the basic radical, PO4 is the acidic radical. Okay, this is basic radical, this is acidic radical. Likewise, there will be different number of acidic and basic radicals. Okay, so first let us do about the classification of basic radical. First, what we will do? Classification of basic radical. Okay, up to here we have already studied. So from now onwards we will be studying about the basic radical. Okay, write down classification of basic radicals. Now our topic is that classification of basic radicals with examples and group reagent. We will write one. Okay, classification of basic radicals. Classification of basic radical. Okay, here as I told you, there will be classification of group elements. There will be classification of basic radical into total 7 groups, 0 to 6, and second group is further subdivided into two parts. Further subdivided into how many parts? Two parts. So first let us take the zero group. Okay, every group consists of minimum one cation, one basic radical, and one will be group reagent. Every group got its common reagent. Okay, so first group is zero group. Understood? And it contains only one ion, which is the non-metal. Okay, why it is kept as a zero group? Because normally basic radical contains metal ions, but this is the only group which contains non-metals. Okay, so what is that? Ammonium ion, nitrogen also non-metal, hydrogen also non-metal. So two non-metals are forming as a cation. That's why this is the only non-metallic cation. Okay, otherwise rest all will be less or more metallic only. This is only the non-metallic cation. Okay, so there may be question which group contains non-metallic cation. So that time your answer must be zero group, and example is only one example, that is NH4 positive. Okay, so first group 1, and to identify NH4 positive, what is the group reagent? NaOH is the group reagent. Okay, to identify the presence of NH4 positive to the given salt, what we will add? We will add the NaOH. After adding, what will happen? How you will identify that? We will discuss in separately. So just we are summarizing basic radical, grouping of the classification of group radicals. Okay, so first group reagent for the zero group is NaOH, and available ions in the first group are only NH4 positive. Okay, only NH4 positive. So next, sorry, zero group. Next, coming to the first group. First group contains three ions. How many ions? Three ions. Okay, so Ag plus, Hg2 plus, and Hg2 2 plus, sorry, and Pb2 plus. Okay, so this is the first group. So how to remember this? Aage hogi PUBG. What is the technique? Aage. Aage means Ag. Okay, hogi. Hogi means HG. Okay, PUBG. Understood? So this is the method to remember. Aage hogi PUBG. Belong to which group? They belong to the first group. Okay. So this the main problem with this chapter is very difficult to remember the things. Okay. So here Ag plus Hg to 2 plus Pb 2 plus, and their presence is preliminary test. In the starting, we will identify with the HCl. When you are given, when the salt is suspected to contain first group elements, first group cation, then we will add group reagent HCl. Okay, if it gives positive test, that means it may contain Ag positive, it may contain Hg2 positive, it may contain Pb2 plus. But what actually it will contain, further we will do the confirmatory test. Okay, so this is the zero group and first group and their group reagent. Understood? So we are left with how many? We are left with four more groups. Four more groups are five more groups. Five more groups. Okay. Okay. Next here second group. Okay. Second group is further subdivided into. Second group is further subdivided into two parts, A and B. Okay. First A contains second A. Second A contains Hg2 plus. Okay. Hg2 plus, Pb2 plus, copper 2 plus, Cd2 plus, and only bismuth is the 3 plus. Okay. So these are the elements which belongs to second A group, Hg2 plus, Pb2 plus, Cu2 plus, Cd2 plus, Bi plus 3. Okay. So like this, these are the elements of the second A group. And second B group contains, okay, two ions of arsenic. Two ions of arsenic. Arsenic, nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, and bismuth. Okay. So these are the elements which belong to the 15th group. So as 15th group they are belonging, their oxidation number can be +3 and +5. Okay. So here arsenic belongs to here. That's why it can exist in +3 oxidation state and +5 oxidation state. Okay. As +5 and As +3. Whereas tin, okay, tin is only one. It is also belonging to the same. Okay, as bistibium. Then Sn. Sn belong to the 14th group. 14th group of the periodic table. Okay. So 14th group is belonging to 14th Sn plus 2 belonging to the 14th group. So it can exist in +2 and +4. Okay. Configuration will be 2 NS2 NP4. Okay. Okay. So here these two, SB and AS. SB and AS belonging to the 15th group family, and they exist in +3 and +5 because their general configuration is NS2 and NP3. So when inert pair effect is there, +3 +3. When inert pair effect is not there, that time +5. So AS and SB belonging to the 15th group, they are existing in +3 and +5, +3 and +5. Okay. And 14th group element, what is that? Sn. Sn, the here general electronic configuration will be NS2, NP2. So when inert pair effect is there, then what should be the oxidation number? +2. So that is +2. When inert pair effect is not there, then it will be +4. Okay. So these are the 6 ions belonging to the B, and these are the 5 ions belonging to the A group. Okay. Mercuric Pb2 plus, cupric Cd2 plus, Ba3 plus. These are the A and these are the 6. 6 plus 5, total 11 ions belonging to our second group family. Okay. So group reagents for this and this both are same HCl. HCl already we have added in the first step. What is that? That is for first group we have added HCl, then followed by H2S. Okay. First step we will add HCl. If there is no reaction, there is no output in the HCl formation. That means it is not belonging to the first group. Then we will come to the second group where HCl will be further added with H2S. Okay. So if it is confirmed that it is belonging to the second, then we will do separate test for copper, separate test for tin, separate test for Sb, separate test for arsenic, like that. Confirmatory test will be there. Only this group reagent will confirm you about the presence of this group basic radical only. Okay. Okay, next one is classification of basic radical. Next is the third group. Second group we have studied. Second group contains how many ions? Total 11 ions. Okay, 5 plus 6. And third group is only one group. There is no subgroups in the third group. And as it suggests plus 3, and you will find only plus 3 ions. And number of ions are also 3. So this is where some way you should be able to remember. Okay, so it will be a very problem how to remember. For that only I'm giving you techniques. Third group, 3 ions, and all the 3 ions are plus 3. Okay, so next, group reagent. Group reagent is ammonium hydroxide and ammonium chloride. Okay, and fourth group contains 4 ions. Fourth group contains how many ions? 4 ions, but all of them are divalent. What valent? Divalent. Mn plus 2, Co plus 2, Zn plus 2, and nickel plus 2. So like we have used the reagent for used in the second to the first group to the second, we added one more reagent. Okay, likewise here also third group reagent is NH4OH and NH4Cl. After that, to the same mixture we will add H2S. So the group reagent for the fourth will be NH4OH. Group reagent for fourth will be NH4OH plus NH4Cl plus H2S. Okay, all these three will be the group reagent for the fourth group. Okay, so keep on noting. Then we will do the preliminary test and further test with the same elements. Okay, next one is what? Fifth group. Okay, fifth group again contains only 3 ions. Especially which group element? Second group elements. Okay, what are the second group element? Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium. Out of this, calcium, strontium, and barium. Okay, these are the ion belonging to the fifth group. And here total 3 group reagents are used: ammonium hydroxide and ammonium chloride from the previous only. But after that, another group reagent is added. What is that? Ammonium carbonate. Ammonium carbonate is the addition to the previous reagents. Okay, noted this? Note down. Okay, next coming to the last group. Okay, last group what? Sixth group contains only magnesium 2 plus. Sixth group contain only magnesium 2 plus. It consists of ammonium hydroxide and sodium hydrogen phosphate, NaH2PO4. Okay, so this is the group reagent added to it. Okay, now just if you summarize, there are number of groups. Question is number of groups containing only one basic radical. One basic radical are. Okay, what is your answer? Okay, to this question, answer is 2. Okay, which group contains only 2 elements? 0 group. Okay, 0 group, starting group and last group. Starting group and last group contains only one element in their groups. Okay, Now, which number of group containing only one basic non-metallic radical? Then what will be the question? Non-metallic radical. If the question I have changed and I am reading also number of groups containing only one basic non-metallic radicals. Non-metallic radicals. Okay, question is it understood? So if once this word is added, non-metal, okay, so that time the sixth will not be there because sixth contains sixth contains magnesium 2 positive, which is a basic radical but metallic. Understood? Okay. Okay. Next question is majority of alkaline earth metals belongs to dash group. I am not asking about the group. In the previous lecture only I clearly mentioned here group means this group, not in the periodic table. Okay. If anywhere I have to mention that, I will mention here itself. Question is there majority. Majority of the alkaline earth metal belongs to which group of this classification? Okay. So answer is clearly, this is the way you have to remember, my dear students. Fifth group of this classification. This group number is not concerned with the periodic table. Okay, belongings to fifth group. What are the elements of majority of the element? What are those? How many elements are there? Majority of elements. What are those elements? Okay, what are those elements which belonging to the fifth group? How many elements? Only three elements. Okay, beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium. Okay, so just now this we have discussed, it belongs to which group? 66th group. So leftover three belongings to the fifth group. Okay, and it is not classified into any of the group. Okay, so last three cations of alkaline earth metals alkaline earth metal belongs to the third group. Okay, sorry, belongs to the fifth group of the cations. Okay. Okay, next question is which group reagent uses or contains ammonium carbonate? Ammonium carbonate. Which group reagent? Which group reagent? Okay, which group? So fifth group of the basic radical. Fifth group of the basic radical uses ammonium carbonate. What is ammonium carbonate? NH4 whole twice CO3. Okay. Okay, as I told you, number of non-metals are very less. Acidic radicals are classified into only three groups. Okay, so here answer is three groups. Now I will write something about the groups. Okay, group 1, group 2 and group 3. Okay, each and everything we will study separately. Okay, first write down this, like their group reagent. Here it is detected by dilute H2SO4. Okay, or dilute acid we will use, dilute HCl. Group 1 reagent is uh, dilute H2SO4 or dilute HCl. Okay, and in this they will contain carbonate. First example is carbonate. Second example is sulfite. And third example is sulfide. Fourth example is acetate. And fifth example is nitrite. Okay, these are the five examples of group 1. Okay, group 1 group reagents are two, both are dilute H2SO4 and dilute HCl. They are dilute H2SO4 and dilute HCl only, and they contain how many anions? Carbonate, I think all of you remember, CO3 2 minus, sulfite is SO3 2 minus, sulfide is S2 minus, acetate is CS3, COO minus, nitrite, NO2 minus. Okay, a small word makes a lot of difference. ITE 3 minus. If it is ATE, then it will become SO4 2 minus. Okay. So this is contains carbonate sulfite ITE. Okay, you should remember carbonate is CO3 2 minus, ITE SO3 2 minus, IDE so no oxygen. This is S2 minus, acetate CS3CO minus, nitrite ITE so NO2 minus. So this you can say group 1 is basically dilute acid group. What it is called as dilute acid group. Okay, noted this group 1. Then we will study about the group 2. Okay, this group 2 is concentrated H2SO4. Group 2 reagent is what? Concentrated H2SO4. Okay, and group examples chloride, mainly they will contain halogens. Chloride is Cl minus. Okay, iode bromide, halogen group are in the second group. Br minus, iodide. Iodide. These are the examples of this group. Iodide, nitrates. This you have to be very careful. Previous it was nitrate, ITE. Now here it is nitrate. So NO3 minus. Okay. And next one is oxalate. Next one is what? Oxalate. Here also how many ions are there? C2O4 2 minus. Oxalic acid. Oxalic acid is COOH. So oxalate. Two hydrogens are eliminated to form oxalate. Okay. Group 2 uses concentrated sulfuric acid as a group reagent, and basically you should remember halogen belongings to the group 2. Other than that, nitrate and oxalate also belonging to the group 2. Okay, note down. Okay, next is group 3, and it is group 3. Actually there is no separate reagent which does not any anion or any acidic radical which does not, okay, which does not give any characteristic. That means after trying all tries from the group 1 and group 2, after trying every way from the group 1 and group 2, if they are not giving any gas, okay, does not give any gas which have characteristic smell, okay, which have characteristic smell, okay, then they are considered as a group 3. There is no separate reagent. Okay, their examples are sulfate SO4 2 minus. Sulfate, actually there is no other reagent which can change it into the gaseous state. Okay, next one is phosphate that is PO4 3 minus. Okay, next one is nitrate, sorry, borate. Okay, next one is which we left to only one halogen, that comes here, fluoride. Okay, what is the next one? Fluoride. Is it understood? Make a note of it. Okay, so after this we have classified the both cations and anions, that is basic radical and acidic radicals. Okay, now let's start one by one with the acidic radical first. Okay, first reaction for acidic radical. I am starting for acidic radicals. Okay, so how many tests we will do? We will do the two types of tests. First for the first group and second for the second group. And there is no group test, group analysis for the third. If there is no response from the first and two, that means it is in the stage 3. So there is no recovery. There is no solution for the group third elements. Okay. So there is no separate test for that. Understood? So we will do the first. What is the first group? First group is called as a dilute acid group. Okay. Dilute acid group. Dilute acid group, what are all the things we can add? We can add dilute H2SO4 Normally we prefer a dilute H2SO4. Otherwise, we can also use dilute HCl. Okay. So first group is called as dilute acid group. Okay. If it is not able to cope up with the dilute, then we will make it as a concentrated. In the concentrated, it consists of only concentrated H2SO4. They are not rarely are not used concentrated HCl. Okay. Okay, here starting. Now we are in the just as of now we have completed only classification. Okay, so first you will be given with salt. Then what you will do, you will divide it into the subparts. Mainly, at least you have to make it into the two parts. One part is for identification of acidic radical. Another part is to identification of basic radical. Okay. Now we are in the first part, identification of the acidic radical. Okay. So that part we have separated salt. Suppose we are given with 50 grams of salt. At least 5 to 10 grams of salt are required for this test. Okay. Take that salt in a test tube. To that, what you will do, you will add dilute sulfuric acid. Okay. If any type of gas emitted, if any type of characteristic gas emitted, that means it belongs to the dilute acid group. Okay. So that is only group confirmatory test, but not ionic test. Understood? If any gas is emitted, we will come to know that it is one of the dilute acid group. Okay. But out of that, which is that acid? Which is the anion present in that? Okay. There are many ions are present, anions are acidic radicals are present. Suppose out of the dilute acid group, the acidic radical present is carbonate. If the acidic radical present is which one? Carbonate. Then as soon as we add dilute sulfuric acid, okay, this carbonate will be converted into what? Carbon dioxide. This carbonate will be converted to carbon dioxide. Okay. So that sharp bubbling of colorless gas shows that carbon dioxide is coming. Okay. This is only preliminary test. Here we can say it may be carbonate. Acidic radical may be carbonate. Okay. Confirmatory test is that the gas which is coming out is passed through the lime water. It is passed through what? Lime water. If that lime water turns milky, so almost fixed that it is carbonate only because the gas coming out is CO2. Further to confirm that 1% also we don't want to leave any chance. Then we will send some more gas. First it will turn milky. When it is further excess, if CO2 is sent, that milkiness disappears. That milkiness disappears. Is it understood? So this is how the confirmation is done. Okay. So I will tell you through the equation form why CO2 is emitted and why it turns milky and why it disappears. Okay. So that is only explanation. Chemical equation showing that. Okay. Chemical equations are first what we have done if the given salt, let us take calcium carbonate. Okay. I am taking acidic radical, calcium carbonate. What I have added? Sulfuric acid I have added. Okay. So this will form as a CaSO4 and the outcoming gases will be H2O and CO2. So this is a colorless bubbling gas, okay, which is coming out from the solution CO2. And to confirm that what we have done, that coming out gas is passed through lime water. What is lime water? Calcium hydroxide. Here it forms what? Calcium carbonate. This is responsible for milky white. This is responsible for what? Milky white. Okay. And H2O will be coming. Understood? Now, if further excess of this already present, CaCO3 and H2O is already present. If excess of CO2 is sent, then it will convert into calcium bicarbonate. This is not milky. Okay. Because it is soluble. It is soluble. So milkiness disappears. Is it understood? How to confirm? So first to the given salt, to a sample of the given salt, we will add dilute H2SO4. If evolution of any gas shows the presence of the group 1 acidic radical. Out of that, if it is carbon dioxide, there will be evolution of colorless gas. Okay, when that colorless gas is passed through lime water, passed through which water? Lime water. If it turns milky, that shows that presence of that acidic radical is carbonate, because milkiness is due to the calcium carbonate. To further confirm, because milkiness may be because of some other acidic radicals also, then we will send some more gas to the same milky solution. Then see, calcium carbonate is insoluble, therefore it will be turns milky. But if you send some more CO2, this CO2 and already present calcium carbonate and H2O will form calcium bicarbonate, which is a soluble substance. So first, colorless gas, carbon dioxide may be present. Milkiness is carbonate is present. Okay, and the milkiness disappears. Carbonate has to be understood. Confirm maybe and maybe this group. That in these three levels we will confirm the presence of acidic radical. Okay. Okay, now after adding sulfuric acid to the given salt, colorless gas is coming but without any smell, that is CO2. Okay, but if it is colorless gas but with unpleasant sulfur burning smell, that means the given salt contains acidic radical of SO3 2 minus. What is present? SO3 2 minus is present in the given salt. Okay, this is how we will expect only. Now it is not confirmed. Okay, then we will pass that gas to the moist acidic K2Cr2O7. Okay, like in the previous case, that was turning milky, and in place of this, what it was? Calcium hydroxide, that is lime water. But now what it is here? K2Cr2O7 is there. What it is here? K2Cr2O7. There it was milky white, here it is greenish color. Okay. Next, for further confirming, we have sent some more gas to the same solution, color disappeared. But here, that gas is now sent to the BaCl2. If white precipitate forms, definitely it is which one? Sulfite, SO3 2 minus. Okay. So these are the three steps by which we can confirm the presence of SO3 2 negative. Okay. Now we will know the equations behind this. Okay, here are the color explanation for the observations. Okay, first observation what we have made, evolution of colorless unpleasant sulfur burning smell gas. Okay, suppose given salt is sulfite. Okay, we have added sulfuric acid, then it results in sulfur dioxide. Okay, sulfur dioxide contains unpleasant sulfur burning smell. Okay, to confirm, then we have passed through the acidified potassium dichromate. If it is passed through the acidified potassium dichromate, what I told you, green color will be there. Green color is due to chromium sulfate. Green color is due to what? Cr2SO4 whole thrice. Now, further to confirm, third confirmation test, we have passed it through the BaCl2. If sulfite is there, that sulfite and barium will combine to form white color barium sulfite. To form what? White color barium sulfide. Okay, so this is how each and every acidic radical can be identified. Each and every acidic radical can be identified at least how many ways? Three steps. First, there will be some gas, and that gas is that SO3 SO3 because of SO3 2 minus or CO3 2 minus, further confirmed by using the two more different tests. Okay, is it understood?